the Iron Trader, and this is midday trading, and it's also the last call of the day. Now the market's here. I got about 15 more minutes of regular hours trading, and then you have after hours there till about 4 o'clock. So as usual, we're going to take a look here at crude oil and natural gas. But first of all, we're going to look at a pile of stocks here, okay? We're going to look at MicroStrategy, MSTR. They're big heavily into Bitcoin. And then we'll look at coin, and that's obviously into Bitcoin their area. And then we'll look at NVDA, and then we'll look at Tesla. Okay, this video was for information purposes only. Not a recommendation to buy. It's only stock commodity ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, first on the docket, we have MicroStrategies here. Okay, so now you can see here, we had this big red candle, sold red off here. You know, again, this is going to be following Bitcoin, so whatever that does, this is probably going to be, mimicking it very, very nicely. Okay, so we came down, sold red on down, and then we started rallying up here. Wednesday, we had that inside day, and then today we had a higher high, but you notice this is why you want to trade the charts right into that 8-day, went above it, but now we're right below it. Okay, so what we're looking at, let's take a look at the upside first. So you're looking at 408.01. That's going to be very, very key. Then we're going to look at today's high. Okay, so then you're looking at 417.62 level. Okay, then what we can do is we can jump right up here. Okay, so then you're looking at 440.75. Now remember, this is going to be big jumps and when this thing moves. Okay, 453. And then we can come up to the top of this candle here, looking at 504.83, and then 543 is your big retest. Now, again, if it closes above this 8-day, okay, and we get above all these resistance levels, then that 543 is going to be the ticket. But again, we got to see what the reaction is when it gets there. So it gets there, does it blast through, or does it come down? Now, if it blasts through, obviously you're going to hit that 550 real quick, and then you're going to head towards that 600 area. Now, remember, something like this is going to move very, very fast because right here, this is going to be in play along with all that Bitcoin situation. Okay, so on the downside, you want to watch today's low, looking at a 381. We'll look to here onto Wednesday's low. You're looking at 372.50, and then we're going to come right down here to this 21 SMA here at 336.45 level. Now, what I want to show you here, though, is right here. This is the same thing that's on the Bitcoin, okay, is this low. Okay, look at 293.30. Okay, there's your gap, and then we want to look to the top of this candle right here at 279.38. Okay, remember that level right there, 293.30, and then 279.38. So your gap and your fill, that's if this 21-day is lost. So if you look at a Bitcoin chart, it's pretty much the same, similar tactic, except this is just a little bit, a little bit cheaper on the old price. But again, today, so what you want to watch is watch that 8-day. If we can close above that, then watch today's high, and then we can move on up here. And then if it gets there, what is the reaction? Does it blow through? Does it double top? Does it come down? What is the whole situation there? Okay. Now there's no divergences here. We're in like node bleeds section right here. Then we're coming down here, so we're hanging around that 60 mark. You got plenty of room to run up, obviously, as you can see. Your green crossed over your red here. That's a looking bearish kind of a situation. But the whole thing is going to be on this 8 SMA here. I'll close above. If she can't get it, then the next big level you're looking for here is this right here, is this 336.35 level. Okay, now let's take a look here now at coin. Okay, here's coin. Now we have a very similar chart as we had as that MicroStrategy kind of level, okay? So now we have this sideways action, but you can look at this 8-day, see how that's rolling over, but we're holding this sideways action here. See this? That's very, very nice. So what you want to do is really look to the bottom of this candle right here, okay? So let's take a look at the downside first. 288.55. That's going to be very, very crucial level, okay? Because look how many times that has hit it, okay, or at least holding it, I should say, all the way through. That's very, very nice. Now, again, if that is lost here, then what we're going to do is we'll come down to this 21-day at 277.16. That's going to be your next target zone. And then we come to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 276.02. Okay, that's going to be very, very key level here. Now, again, I want to show you just the same thing as we have on Bitcoin and the same thing we have on the MicroStrategy is we have these gaps here. Okay, so if this sells off and you say you lose all this support level here, then you always want to look to these gaps, okay? 221.11, there's your gap, and then we look to the top of this candle here at 197.25, your gap in your fill, and that provides very, very good support. So if this sells off here, what you always want to do is watch that gap, because usually you'll stop there, and then sometimes it'll just fill that gap right away. But usually those gaps and fills are targets, on the downside level. Now, on the upside, well, you can see where it popped up above the 8 SMA, but it's not holding it. Okay, so 307.38. That's going to be very, very crucial. Now you can see here on the tops how many times, okay, just like we had on the bottom, how many times it's holding this area. So if we can get above this 307.38 level, then you're going to be looking to the top of this candle right there. 317.46. That's going to be very, very, very key level there too, because you can see the sideways action. Okay, and then what we can do is we can just follow the candles right on up here. But what you're really looking for is this top of this candle here next. That's 334.86, because as this price ran up here, it came on down, and that was the breakout. So that's always going to be your resistance levels going back up. And then obviously once we get through that 334.86, then you got 341.75. Now again, if this coin, say it cracks above that 341.75, obviously the next target is going to be that 350. And then if it keeps running, then you have those numbers where you go into that $400 area, okay? But let's just see how this shake out. But right now, you got some really good sideways action. So this is kind of like range bound. Okay, so again, if you get a close above that 8-day, then we just follow these candles all the way up here till you get to retest, and then we have to see what happens when you get there. Okay, what is the reaction? You blast through, or do you double top, and then it comes right on down, just like we had here. Okay, we had this high, and then yeah, it blasted up there, but it couldn't hold it on a closing basis. You notice that? See where it closed? It closed below the top of that candle. So then it just sold right off here, and now we have sideways action. We got to see how that shakes out. Now, RSI here, there's no divergence in it. It's just selling right on off here kind of a situation. Your green below your red here. So I'd be just a little bit careful with this Bitcoin action because, man, this thing had a huge run. As I pointed out in my video this morning, once you crack that 74 level, okay, 100,000 was going to be next. Yeah, it went up just a little bit above that, but you notice that it couldn't hold that $100,000 level. Okay, so just be very careful. Now, again, when a new administration comes in here into the U.S., they're going to regulate this, and I think they want to do it almost like a staple, almost like what gold does. Okay, it's almost like a backing kind of situation where they're going to use the Bitcoin situation. So always remember, but a lot of times you can have situations like this: is buy the rumor and then sell the news kind of a situation. So always keep that in mind. Okay, let's take a look here now at NVIDIA. Okay, here we have NVIDIA, your daily chart. Now you can see here last Wednesday came all the way on down here, all the way down to 131.80 level here, okay? So this is the candle that we were watching right here, okay? 132.11, so it came down just a little bit below that, okay, which is fine, but you notice that it closed right at that 50 SMA then, okay? So now today we have this higher high situation, but now we're running into this big time resistance here at this 8 SMA. So you got to be a little bit cautious, okay? So 141.02 on the upside, that's going to be very, very crucial, which you need to close above here, okay? And then what do we have here right above that is this 142.05, okay? Again, if we can get above all that situation, then we come to the top of this candle here, you're looking at 145.24. We'll come up here, you got 147.16, and then we always look to the left of the chart there, 149.77, and then your big retest up there at 152.89 level, okay? But you have to get above that 8-day, you have to get above that 21-day. That's going to be big time resistance. Now, downside, well, this 50-day, this is key, 135.67. You really want to hold that. If not, you're going to retest this 131.80, which was actually Wednesday's low. Now, again, if that's lost here, then we have this 125 level here, 126.04, I could say, with this 100 SMA here. But if you look at this chart, it's a really, really nice looking positive to the upside chart. I'll show you here in a second. Okay, so today's high so far, we had 139.35. So if you look to the left of the chart here, what do we have? 139.30. Okay, so this is no surprise, okay, that it's stopping right there. You're within 5 cents. So every time you want to look at resistance, say, hey, I'm buying down here. If I get to the next level, which is that 50-day, okay, and you get above that, then we always look to the next level, which is the top of that candle. So you went up 5 cents higher than what that situation is. Okay, very nice. But that's where she stopped for now. Okay, but when you look at this chart here on the overall, okay, you can just see how bullish that this chart is. Everything is bottom left, upper right. Yes, do we have some pullbacks? Absolutely. But if you look at what we got here, when we have this run up, we have this sideways action. When we get this sideways action, that's usually what's been, obviously, is a selling opportunity, okay? Then we come up here, we have that sell, same sideways action, another opportunity to sell it. Same way here, another selling opportunity. Now, again, if this runs up here and holds that 152 level, are we going to get the same situation and come on down? So always look to the left of the chart because where it's been is usually where it's going to be going again, okay? Very, very simple. Now, RSI here, Well, you're sitting at 47. That's got plenty of room to run to the upside there. Your green is still below the red, so that's showing that it's bearish because we had this sell-off going on here all the way from 152 all the way down here to this 131. That's a pretty good sell-off. But again, I think this stock here going forward has got really a lot of big-time juice. Any kind of a sell-off here, as long as it holds them support levels, is a buying opportunity. Okay, let's take a look here now at Tesla. Okay, here we have Tesla, your daily chart. Now you can see here this gap and go. It's not on earnings. It's because he got in with the OT man, and they are going to do all kinds of things, and it's probably a good benefit to him. Now, remember, if you drive an EV or you're looking to purchase an EV, I think once Trump gets in there, he's going to take them subsidies off of all those EVs here. You got to figure they've lost, I think it was like close to $48 billion between Ford, Chrysler, and GM on these EVs here already. Okay, so this is not what you say going forward. I think, see, I have no problem with EVs, but I think it should be choice. Okay, you go to a lot, you want an EV, fine. You want a gas car, fine. You know what I mean? If you want a diesel truck, if whatever you want a hybrid, hey, that should be a choice. That's why we live in America. It's your choice. Don't force me to buy something or not buy something, kind of a situation. But keep on pumping $7,500 towards these cars here, and you're still losing money. I mean, these are getting, it's just kind of like ridiculous. So I think this will all going to wash out. But I think Tesla is going to be the winner out of all of this, okay? So here's what we got here. Now, you can see we hit that high at 361.99. And then we've been just kind of like sideways action ever since. Now, we went below here, but now you can see today we have that nice green candle with a higher high. This is the key level on the downside that you want to hold. This 341.89. That's going to be very, very key. If that is lost, we'll just obviously look to today's low, 334.65, and then we'll come right to the bottom here at 326.59 level here, okay? Now, again, if this is here, this situation here is lost, what you want to do is always look at this key 21-day at 314.96. But there are, excuse me, a lot of gaps on this chart situation I'm going to show you right here. You got two really big gaps, okay? So what you want to do is look to the bottom of this candle here. You got 275.62. And then on top of this candle is 255.28. So your gap and your fill, okay? And then we look to the bottom of this candle. You look at 238.88. There's another gap, and there's another fill here at that 218.72, okay? Now, I'm not saying that's where it's going to get there, but what I'm saying is if this sells off and you start losing this 21-day and the 50 to the 100-day, this is where you want to look for your support levels right here, okay? So if you lose that gap, then you look right to the next one, is to that fill. If you lose that, then you look to this gap here, and then you look to that fill. That's usually how you want to trade this. Now, again, if we can get above this key level and stay here and hold this like we are today so far at 341.89, now we can just start taking this bad boy right back up again, okay? So we're going to look to the top of this here candle, 346.96 level, okay? And then what we want to do is, since this is big numbers here, you want to look all the way to the left here, 358.64, okay? And then we'll come to the top of this candle here, 361.53, and then 361.93. Now, you crack above that, you're going to head towards that $400 area very, very easily, okay? Now, RSI here, well, you're sitting at 64, plenty of room to run here in either direction. Your green is below red, but it looks like it wants a pinch right there sideways. But this is what we got. You got a sideways action. So right now, this is a trading stock. And I trade this every day, okay? Now, you can go along with the TSLA, but you can also short this with TSLS. Okay, TSLS is the short, and it's a real easy way to do the short ski on this. I made a pile of it when he sold it off to buy X, okay, Twitter, and now it's X. He was selling the stock. That was such a nice short until it basically weeded itself out here. So that's an easy way to trade if you want to trade the old Tesla. But right now, what you want to do is just watch this 341.89 level, and then the breakout is at 361.91. If that's lost here, we look to the bottom of this candle, 325.659, and then watch that 21 simple moving averages. But right now, you just got a sideways action. But this right here, as it stands, is a trader. Okay, so just trade this until we break out. Now, you break above and close above this. Well, the key is the close of it, not spike above, but close above it. Then you can go balls out long, but she's going to hit towards that 400 area very, very easy. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude and natural gas. Okay, here we have the crude ski. Okay, so what we do is this is like a big nothing burger. Okay, It's just sideways action. Can't get through. Now, again, you can see here today, it made a little bit, made a higher low, and then it made just a little bit higher high than we had there on Wednesday. But we went to this 8-day, went above that, went to that 21-day, but you notice that it couldn't hold it. That's the key. It can't hold it. You got to close above. You can't be like old sticky over here. You got to close above it. So this is what you're looking at on the upside. Watch that 69.38. Watch it here, this 21-day at 69.61. And then we can get above that. Then you got your 70.54. That's your big target. Above that, you're going to look right to the top here, 71.51, and then 72.88. That's going to be your upside. But right now, we're sitting pretty much in the center here of this price channel. 72.88 top. Okay, 66.53 on the downside. On the downside, you want to watch the bottom of this candle. This is very key. This is going to be your key support level at 68.05. If you lose that, okay, bottom line, we can look at the candles here, but this is where you're going, this 66.53. If you lose that, you're going right there at that 65.27. That's just reality. Now, here we've got sideways action, just to go up or down, not really telling you much. We pinching this here sideways, so this basically just telling you just got sideways action. There's really nothing here. We just have a pile of indecision candles is what we got going on. Okay, so again, do it just like you do in Tesla. Just trade it. That's all you want to do is trade this, and that's what I did here today with the UCO. I just scalped it, got what I needed to. I trade 5,000 shares of that, and boom, that's all you need. And then you're out of the picture. You're free and clear. Okay, natural gas. Well, you know, as I say, we had this contract roll situation going on. That's all played out, and we're right back where we need to be, right above that 8-day. Very, very nice. Okay, this is the key on the downside is 3.25. If that's lost, we look at today's low. Okay, 3.17. We'll come right here at 3.07, and then we're going to come right there at that 2.96. If, you know, this 8-day is lost, that's where your targets are. Upside, we're going to look at today's high, 3.38 level, okay? And then basically what we're going to do is we'll look at Wednesday's high, 3.47. We have 3.52 and 3.56. You crack above that, then we're going to go to 3.64. That's going to be next target. And then we have 3.85, which is the 200-day simple moving average on your weekly chart. Okay, so you know exactly what to do. The key is if it gets up here to this 3.5, what is the reaction? Is it going to blow through, or is it going to double top and come right on down? Just like we had here. Okay, cracked all the way up 3.56. Okay, went down 3.52, and what happened? Boom, down goes Frazier all the way on down. Okay, so right now this is still a good chart. Okay, as long as that 8-day is holding. Now I didn't scalp any KOLD on that, but I did scalp some UNG there today. So that was not too bad. I got 25 cents out of UNG, trading 5,000 shares. Not too bad on a Friday on a holiday. Okay, so this is what you want to do is watch that key level right there, that 8-day, very, very key. Okay, RSI, not really telling us much here. You're at 60. You got plenty of room to run to the upside, plenty of room to run to the downside. Your green is over your red, so that sounds good momentum. But trade this range, okay? 3.56 top, 8-day, 3.25. Just trade this range here, okay, until she breaks. You break down, we know where it's going to go. You break up, we know where you're going, okay? Very, very simple, okay? Same way with the crude, just trade it until we, you know, you close below this, then it's short ski, down to here, down to there, okay? You crack above that 21-day, then you know you're going to go to that 50-day. You get above that 50-day, you're going to go right there, and you're going to go right to that 72.88. Very, very simple. Okay, that's what I got for you. Now, I'll be back here Sunday night. We'll have a video for you on crude oil, natural gas, and get you all set up there for Monday. And next week, we've got a full week. So take this opportunity, this Thanksgiving weekend, relax, enjoy, and I will see you down the road. Thanks for watching.